Anyhow, welcome to the stream. We just welcome everyone in. How are you doing? Connection is good. It's eluukkanen here. Once again, we are going to be making a remake as we do every Monday. We have been doing 3 Mondays. And this is the 3rd one now. Every week on this time period, we do a remake. If you're watching this afterwards, I would appreciate liking the video. I would appreciate perhaps sharing it, because we're going to be doing a remake of Digimon World 1. We've been doing that series quite a long now. Actually, quite long. And this time is time for Digimon World 1. It's this game that there were these creatures. You have to kind of grow them and make this world being saved from this big nasty thing by your actions. Today's theme we're going to be remastering is Digimon World Trash Mountain Night. And as you can see here in the background, it's quite like this. And it's been a track I've actually been avoiding for a while. I should have known, because I have to eventually do this, because when I remaster soundtracks, I want to do every single one I can. Of course, there have been some other cases, like Spyro games, that I have not been doing that because there was the Reignited trilogy. And that's why it kind of mixed that. But otherwise, I want to do every single piece, and I've almost done it with this one. Indeed so. So let's get on with it. Let's see how this game goes, and let's create a remake for Trash Mountain Night. Let's see, are all the setups alright? They should be. All should be alright in places. We're going to be testing out a little bit, seeing how things are going, and discussing how it has been. I appreciate our recent stream has been good. The gaming streams, of course, I'm not a gamer, so I can see perhaps not many people want to see those. But especially when it comes to the channel and the growth and such, I appreciate it very much. Because eluukkanen, we need to go forward, we need to do stuff, we need to make creations, and hopefully you're going to be joining together to this and make some stuff. Let's see how are we doing. The theme itself, as you can see, it's kind of simplistic, it is, but we're going to be making it more special. I'm going to be sharing this to perhaps people that are interested on the Digimon overall. It's like this sort of theme. I'm going to be making it as horrible, not horrible, but I mean horrifying in a sense, indeed. We have been doing alright so far with these things over here. I of course appreciate every sort of like and sharing we have on the stream, because I'm not going to ask money at this point at all. I do have Patreon, but I have not used it in a many months. Do being that I personally want to just make content that people want to watch first, and then perhaps figure it out later on, especially when it comes to this music thing, that people just, if they want to support it or not. I want to do first something that people enjoy. That's the thing. There's no way, there's no reason to do something people don't enjoy. And this music in the background is like, yeah, it's like that. Trash Mountain Night. It's actually a very simple theme to make, in a sense. Digimon Remix. Digimon Remastered. And let's still put here Remake Creation Stream. Remake Creation Stream. We do this every Monday. Monday is a good day for me to do this sort of stuff. Indeed. Here we go. Let's put this information in. And soon we'll be able to share this publicly to people. That's how this whole thing works. I have to be putting information. It's 27th of April. Time is going soon. This month ends. Month ends very soon, I tell you. Let's see. Digimon World 1. Here we go. I think we have shared this in here. I think all the information are in. We have, let's see, do we have things going on and we can actually start doing stuff. We have one person in Twitch watching the whole process. How are you doing? Good to see you. It's eluukkanen here. Hopefully you're enjoying your time. We, of course, very beginning of this journey, but we're going to be starting from nothing, as we always do when it comes to Remake Creations 3. Last time we made from Daggerfall, this game. A very lovely game that was, I tell you. Daggerfall. We are streaming now in Twitch, in YouTube, and in DLive. All these places are now live, indeed so. I'm just seeing, am I going? And if I'm going well, then I will be starting the whole thing fully. Here we go. Let me just take a pause from that theme. It's kind of like this sort of like a very repeating sort of stuff. Yeah, it is kind of like that. This game was, for some people that don't know, this game was very excellent on my opinion. I think this sort of game should be done more. It was this sort of free roaming game that you had these creatures you had to control and such and such. Very excellent on my opinion. Let me share still link to the original track on the description if you want to see that. Let me just put that in the comments. You can listen it yourself. It's called original track. Here you go. The link's in there. Also, I'm going to be putting this to YouTube as we speak. How are you doing, people from YouTube and Twitch land? How are you doing? It's eluukkanen here with a Remake Creation stream. A Remake Creation in action. Here we go. Here we go. Here we go. Things has personally been going well for me. I tell you, I thank you very much for people just being part of these streams recently. I'm going to be making, of course, as I've every day I've been so far doing for 2 weeks, streams. Not every single stream you don't need to join, but personally I've been liking this sort of scheduling for myself, because then I have been able to create more stuff. I know this just a moment ago there's this Finnish game developer who joined our little server which we're building called eluukkanen, and he mentioned that hey, it's like, how do I get this sort of motivation and such? And I tell you, streaming gives me that sort of motivation to put stuff together, which I very much appreciate, I tell you. Because when there is this sort of, hey, you stream every day, you put stuff together, then you have this sort of feel that, hey, things are moving forward. And that is a good thing. That is an excellent thing that I need to be looking out for and making sure I will continue these streams going forward. We have 2 people watching. Hey, how are you doing? Good to see you. More people joining. We have not yet started. I'm just going to be sharing this still around in few places. We're going to be talking about the Digimon World, if you know that franchise. Digimon World is this sort of game franchise, part of Digimon. I grew up with Digimon. It was a very lovely franchise, and some people are ashamed of, they like some kind of a children cartoon thing, and I'm not really ashamed of it. I think it's very kind of good series so far. Just watched the first season of it. Basically, this sort of there's this world of creatures in this alternative data world called Digimon World, and then things happen. I personally think the story of that is actually very good one. There are bad children's shows and good children's shows. I personally think Digimon, especially not the American version but the Japanese version, it was very, very excellent. Now, that is very much an opinion I have to keep. Let me still share this in a few places. Yeah, thing is though, that Digimon World as a game, I think it was a very similar experience. You had this alien world, you went to it, and things started happening there, which I personally just enjoyed. I did not finish it when I was children, because it was very hard game as well. It is very difficult, because you actually have this pet you have to take care of. You have to feed it, you have to make sure everything it needs is in order. This sort of fashion. It's not as easy as it might seem in first glance. It is not as easy. And oftentimes, if you do even slightest of mistakes when carrying of the monster, you will get very bad creatures to work with. And of course, if you have a bad creature, then your life is going to be bad time. So that's that. That is that. Let me still share this in a place that perhaps has currently remaking music from Digimon World 1 in our live stream. Hey, Wispy Whiskers, we have someone here. The finished dub
by a Gapio racing team was something else though, right?
Well, that was quite something. Yeah, the excellent voice acting team of Agapio Racing in Finland, Finnish dub, they had just this they actually made it, I think, in one weekend with this crappy microphone, even crappier microphone that I have right now. So yeah, that was quite something. How are you doing, Wispy Whiskers? Are you familiar with the Digimon? I bet you are, because you mentioned Agapio Racing, which was the dub for the Digimon series when it came to Finland, and it's very much known to be very bad. If you want to laugh at something, I recommend to check that out. It's quite terrible. But now let me see. So yeah, I'm still going to be sharing this. I tell you, Digimon is an interesting franchise. I'm just watching the first season, and it is quite lovely because they actually put a lot of emphasis on the characters. I do like the story, especially in Japanese version. The American version is, of course, very different, but it's more childish, to be honest. I like these children's shows that actually respect the children. You know, respect and give, they don't shy away from even some darker topics, which are, of course, not like fully dark, but still like some kind of like a adult, some kind of like a intelligent way of approaching these sort of big topics. Remaking. Let me just. Yeah, the thing is though, music in this game is quite something, I tell you, and worth remaking. That's what we are going to do today. Let me still share this in the land of here, in some Digimon groups. I know perhaps people would like to enjoy. How are you doing, Whisper Whiskers, today? Have you watched the season of Digimon yourself? Let me know. Digimon. Currently we are live streaming process of making music for Digimon World. Yes, always in the beginning I have to put these sort of things forward, and that's a nasty thing, but that's have to be doing. You know, that's if you do ever content yourself, you have to always share yourself to newer follow, perhaps people that are interested, not just the spam that are around, but just get people that are interested perhaps forward. That's just let's see, live streaming. Here we go. Music in this game is incredible, I think. And of course made by Japanese. Japanese were actually very good. They I don't know, they have kind of changed. The current Digimon I don't really follow, and I don't really care about too much. I don't know, do you though? There's been this new season trying to cash in with the nostalgia, but personally I'm not too fond of that. Of course, I've made myself clear on that many times, made myself clear on the Digimon side of things, because
Wispy Whiskers.
Hey,
I only ever watched the first episode. I thought it was a Pokemon ripoff, so I was never really interested.
I see. Yeah, it kind of, you could get that sort of idea. Digimon wasn't that though. I personally recommend, if you want to see something, perhaps depending, of course, on what your interests are. I do like the season of Digimon in the first season of it, because it actually has interesting characters. They are not just Pokemons that go into these gyms and doing stuff in there. They're actually having sense on what they're doing. They actually do some senseful things, and there's a plot. And I do like the plot actually, you know, if you think about children's series, then, and the first villain of the series is of course like a devil himself. So personally, I don't know, if you want to have a villain in your children's, so of course you have to have a devil as a villain, of course. Yeah, it's a very different thing, I tell you. And the game, oh man, I've never seen a game like this going on. And there's of course many different games, these sort of mobile games and such. Digimon Rise is one of them. Knowing about Digimon World 1. I think that's the last share I just did. Alright, let's go forward with the stream itself, indeed. It's not a Pokemon clone at all. They were actually having a very different standoffs, because Pokemon was developed from this sort of like a person who were having like a bug fight, you know, they had like little bugs and they just put them on the kind of this sort of place and see who died and that sort of thing. And actually is very a thing that is done in many countries even right now, very, I think, inhumane to put animals to just for fun to kill each other. But that was where the Pokemon started originally, to put this in the electronic format. Of course, now it's more family friendly, I know, but still creatures taking each other out in the field. Digimon was, you know, these Digimon actually characters. They can speak. They are not just these sort of Bulbasaur creatures. You know, they just don't repeat their names all over the place. We're gonna be putting this track into the audio format. Let's have a listen. Yeah, you might see like, what is that goddamn thing? But it's one of these nasty areas, because there's in the Digimon world there's this mountain made of trash, called Trash Mountain, and very much that is, I think, a fitting theme for it.
May I make a suggestion for a remake?
Well, of course, Whisper Whiskers. If you have any good ideas, let me know. One of the requirements, I do believe, it has to have that it is a very old kind of thing. And there has not been a remake made of it in a like a official sense, and yes, and it has to have the qualities that are very limited. Like if it's played by orchestra, I'm not going to remake it, I tell you. But if there's it's made by some oldish instruments and such, possibly, let me know of your thoughts on that. But that is the current theme we're going to be putting, and it's kind of chaotic, I tell you. Now let's start doing it. Thing is that this area is very nasty, you know. Imagine these sort of big trash piles that are in some parts of the world, and actually in everywhere, these sort of trash areas. This is what the whole place is about. So yeah, of course it has to sound nasty. I think it's going to be an easy remake, just looking at how much it repeats, but I think that's a good thing, because I've already made so many tracks for Digimon World, remastered them. So this is going to be one of them that have to be done, and I think we're going to be making it actually an interesting one. So let's start. I think this is going to be the first one we do. 1, 2, 3, 4. Dabba 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 dabba. Let's do that. Let's do dabba 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 dabba. Da 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 da. Dabba 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 dabba. Do. And this is the note, I think that is that note. Of course, we're going to be doing and putting it a little bit transposed. I'm going to be seeing which of the keys this is, but we're going to be starting from this. That is the main thing that is going to repeat in the song. Let's see, does it work? So it's one, two, three, four, 1, 2. So it's like, yeah. Yeah, it's not like this. It's not like this. It's not like this at all. So I think it's kind of like this.
Hello there.
Jelly Duck, how are you doing? Good to see you. Very lovely to see regulars over here. Jelly Duck, Whisper Whiskers and all. These familiar fellows. Good to see you. How are you doing? We're putting some Digimon World music together this Monday. How is your Monday going? Yes, indeed. Lovely to meet some regulars over here. Of course. Of course. Can I hear my own voice in the background?
Wispy
I think
whiskers.
I cannot. I think I cannot.
How about Cave Story?
What is Cave Story? I don't actually know that. We're gonna check that out. Let me just listen this one pretty quick. There's a dimber. We have to actually make it quicker. But hey, how are you doing, Jelly Duck? And of course, Cave Story, we could check that out, what that is. I personally have no knowledge of that. You can, of course, introduce me to that if you want to, up to you. Let's listen how this does sound. So, dimber. It's not like, it's just like, it just be actually, I think it, you know, the dots cannot be here. So we have to go be doing like this. Dimber, like this. I don't know how this is going to sound in the end, but I think it's going like this, like this, like this.
Wispy whiskers.
Let's listen.
If you don't, you have to play it. No question.
Okay, that was wrong. We are getting close. Hey, let me see. If you don't have to play it, no question. Let me actually see Cave Story. Let me open it on the screen for you to see. Let's see. Open the window. Here we go. This is the track we got over here. Trash Mountain, as we see here.
Jellyduck 100.
Let's open a screen.
I'm doing well. Just playing Final Fantasy VII. Crisis Core on PSP with Android, and it's really amazing game.
PSP with Android. Oh, I've heard about that game, but is it like sort of like spin-off of Final Fantasy VII? Have they made a kind of a mobile game out of that? Actually interesting. Oh, let's see. Cave Story. Sort of this sort of game is that. I like the main character looks like this. Yeah, I like it. Dumbledore? Oh, I have to see that, what that does mean. So you have to see. Cave Story. Why buying 13-year-old freeware game? Is it a freeware game? Cave Story. I do like the art for it, though. What sort of music does it have, though? Let's see. So there have been these sort of SPG playthroughs, sort of. We can actually look at that with.
No, PSP is PlayStation Portable. An emulator.
Howard Lamb, how are you doing? Good to see you. Good to see you, fella. Someone suggested a Cave Story, and I'm going to be checking it out here on the screen, and then we of course going to continue our remake creation. How are you doing, Howard Lamb? Howard Lamb reminds of me something. Game character. Series character, actually. Let's see. Let's put a little better quality, at least for a moment. So it's this sort of like, I see. I personally don't really play these types of games too much. I prefer this arcade side of games, but yeah.
It's basically a story about a tribe of adorable bunny people who went on an insane bloodthirsty rampage after eating drugs.
Drugs? Oh, god damn. Modern games are pretty hardcore, I tell you. Bunnies and drugs, very nasty. Yeah, life is going crazy every day. In my childhood, they only had Digimon and such, and now they are having like this sort of stuff. You know, what is happening to the youth of this today? I have no idea. Let's still listen. I think this actually is right notated, but yeah. So is that does that have good music? I'm not going to listen it while we have it here, but I'm going to be, if you share it in our Discord, I'm going to be checking it out. The thing is, I cannot put any other audio, you know, just kind of, you know, it might attack the stream with the copyright skeleton bots on this sort of stuff, because, you know, it's very strict. The audio is usually the one that people is attacked by the channels. Yeah. So that's the problem. So it's it should work, but for some reason it kind of is getting destroyed on the process. Let me see.
Wispy Whiskers. Did I mention it came out in the 80s?
Oh? 90s! Well, well, well. 90s was a crazy time, but I thought that was a modern stuff. Yeah. Is it remastered or something? Like I saw it was on PSP. And I don't know why why this stops like this. Perhaps it does actually stop like that. But anyways, thing is, this is the thing we have here, and this is, I think, how the background thing works in the music that we have over here. Let's listen it a little bit. It's actually like this. Yeah, like that. That's the music that we're currently remastering here as we speak. Indeed. So that's what we're doing over here. But yeah, bunny people. Why do people play it still if it's made in 90s? Is it nostalgia, or is it actually, does it have very good gaming qualities? Let me know. Let me know. Cave story. Never heard of that before, to be honest. Seems. It should not go like that, I tell you. It's like dimba 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 like that. It should. It's not doing that for some reason. I think it's not notated actually. It's like like that. It's like this sort of fashion instead. We shall test that out. Let's see, is my mind right or wrong? Might be. Are you familiar with Digimon yourself? People are watching right now. Myself, of course, a big fan when it came out. This is too fast. I think, let's see. I need to find the right background rhythm for that. I need to see, like, how is that done. It's like that. It is like that.
There's a remastered version on NDS, but at this point it's been released on every platform except microwaves. And yes, it's an indie masterpiece.
It is! Indie masterpiece. Oh, I see. So it is a remastered version. People like it. It is a good game. Is it because it's a difficult one? What does make it good? Is it the story itself? I don't know. That's a problem. So dimba 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 dun dun dun. So like 1, 2, 3, 4. Dun 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 dun. Yeah, actually, yeah, I need to change this. This is not right. Like, this is a very simple thing, but I need to make it right. Otherwise, it's just not good. I think I'm not notating it right. Anyways, this is a very basic part of the whole song. Need to be making it exactly right. Otherwise, I am just ruining it. This has very quick tempo. This song, so let's see how it goes.
Wispy Whiskers. Great story and gameplay. Fairly challenging.
I see. Has anyone remastered the music yet? Because if there is already a remastered version and the music is already remastered, I might have perhaps not that a good idea to remaster it, the music for it. But I will check that. Okay, now we got it. I think that's right. We just needed to add the tempo a bit quicker. And yeah, I made a mistake in the beginning. Now let's listen to the other instrument on it. Bang, 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 bang is the one that we're having. Bang, bang. So let's see. let's see how that goes. So we are just capturing melodies from Trash Mountain, a Digimon World song. A very nasty environment. Personally, I'm not sure. Like, of course, the one that you mentioned, Cave Story, might be actually bigger in its following. I do think Digimon World 1 was something to actually be interested about, because I think games like that have not been done. I've seen many these sort of platformer action things, these sort of side scrollers done. Perhaps, like, I'm actually curious on how this Cave Story was different from it. I need to check that out. Like this. Here we go. We got some stuff with MIDI first, and then later on better instruments. Of course. We need to put these longer because we have higher tempo. I forgot that. When you have higher tempo, things go fast, like a train. Here we go. Ding. And this might even still be too quick. Yeah, it is a bit quick. Let me fix that. Let's make these notes full. And let's copy this one here. It's like a castle, something like very much like this sort of dark place. This sort of stuff. Of course, if you go to a trashy mountain, it's not a beautiful place to be, I would bet, because there's a trash everywhere and it stinks. It's that's how it goes. Like that, we got that. Here we go. And it's kind of like this sort of like this sort of jazz feeling at it. Of course, it's not jazz, but like this sort of movement. This sort of. How are you doing? Hopefully enjoying the creation of this remake. I'm not really sure how many people know this and actually appreciate the Trash Mountain melodies, but we're going to be doing it nonetheless. That's what we do here at eluukkanen. Actually, it needs to be quicker, I think. This needs to be even quicker! Might be too quick. So let me see the tempo still. So it's like 1 2 3 4 1 2 3 4 1 2 3 4 1 2 3 4 1 2 3 4 1 2 3 4. So it's like 1 2 3 4. This 1 2 3 4. It actually needs to be quicker. It does sound terrible when we do that, but it needs to be quicker. Let's add some temporary instruments instead of piano, because piano doesn't really handle the quickness of it. Let's just say, let's just add some thunes to it. Tone like this. Here we go. Have to still check. I think it's it doesn't seem like the old one. 1 2 3 4 1 2 3 4. Let's see the tempo itself within the program. Here we go. Tempo. Let's see. 1 2 1 2 3 4. 1 2 3 4 1 2 3 4. Let's see. 1 2 3 4. Yeah, I think it works. It's like a Mexico's train. This sort of like very fast going thing. And I think it still doesn't feel right though. I need to check out why.
Wispy Whiskers. The NDS version featured an updated soundtrack, but it's all in 16-bit.
Okay, might be actually a possibility to do something for that. Actually, we could take that as a next week's thing. We could do that next Monday, indeed. Let me know more of the. We could actually listen some of this, some of that at the end of the stream later on when we get this going. I of course need to get more work on this in order to make this ready. So it's like. It is a very nasty place, of course, a lot of trash and such. I do like challenging games, I do like interesting stories. I think that needs to be a default thing in order to get me interested on any game. Might be actually not that note, I think it's like... And it is actually.
DJ Shaz. Hokage.
Hokage! How are you doing, Sanj? Of course, you have to come through that. I always notice you, even though I don't see your name. Once I get to hear Hokage, I know who's there. How are you doing? We are not doing some Hokage music today, but still, feelings are in there. We're doing some trashy things, as we do here sometimes. Trash is the word of the day. Trash Mountain. So let's see. Let's try to find that note.
DJ Shaz. Which team are you remaking?
Oh my bad!
From the sounds it sounds like the Goberimo Fortress sound.
It is actually Trashy Mountain. No worries, no worries.
Bad.
This is not Goberimo Fortress yet. We're going to be doing that later on. This is going to be a one that I haven't actually done yet, and I've been kind of avoiding it because it's kind of like the series of... It's kind of simple, to be honest. Personally, not my favorite theme, but I think fits the area, as people here comment. First time I heard this song, I think it's some kind of a new event here where people like talk in the comment section. It's creepy and such. And it's terrible. Of course, when you go to a trashy mountain, it's not the most pleasant time of the day, of course. Of course, I've already done a kind of trash, the theme for the day, but this is for the night theme, indeed. No worries, no worries. How are you doing today, DJ Sands? Have you played many times Digimon World yourself? Let's try to find the note. 1, 2, 3. Now we have to do this note, which is like da 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 da. This sort of a creepy thing. So it's of course, in normal notation, you should have these in the same sort of stuff, but I don't really care now because this is not going to be played by anyone.
DJ
I hope.
Shaz. I've been playing the game as a kid. Managed to complete it only after I was around 15.
Same
years old.
here.
It was too hard for me as a kid.
It was a bit too hard. I think the game kind of had that sort of a feel to it, that it was a bit too hard, especially for the children age people. But I was always fascinated about the game, even though I did not finish it. But only when I was older I did. So yeah, it's a kind of quite challenging game, and the most challenging thing it is that it doesn't really tell you the information that you should know. I needed to look at the guides to really know what was happening. So like this. Let's see, does it actually sound like that? Yeah, Trash Mountain was not my favorite place. Of course, there are some Trash Digimon in the game, so you have to do some questions there, but it was a very nasty place to be on. So it's like that, Let's listen it, our little...
DJ Shaz.
It's in creation,
Wanted
it shouldn't
to get
sound
every
like
stat
that.
high as a kid, now I learned to focus on a few.
Yeah, that's the thing. You have to only focus on the few. In order to, get the Angemons and such, you have to focus on the MPs and such, and...
DJ
yeah,
Shaz.
it was very hard.
Trash Mountain is best for training MP though.
And I was thinking, if I remember right, it's many years ago, could you, trade some cards with the whole thing there? I don't remember. Could you trade with the trash monster, big creature? Perhaps I forget that somehow. But yeah, that was a nasty place. There were some areas you actually could do some training better. But I think, once you got the Kabuterimon thing, what's the big Kabuterimon thing that you could actually evolve much easier, it was a bit harder time when it came to evolving and such. But the game became easy, of course, later on. If I remember right. I, of course, can mistakenly remember some things wrong, of course.
DJ Shaz.
Here we go.
It's with Shogun Gomo. It's somewhere northeast.
Yeah, that was in there. Yeah. I like how the area was like. You could actually I've seen some speedruns of the game. I like the games that actually give freedom for the players. I don't personally like the newest Japanese games that are always like you have to do things like this. There's no replayability value. Everything is like that and 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 that. I personally hate it. There should be freedom, especially when it comes to replayability. Now let's listen to the song and see how it goes. So we have the repeating things over here.
Hello Elias.
Hello!
What is the Digimon?
What is the Digimon? People ask. And Digimon is these creatures invented in the 90s to be these Tamagotchi things for boys, because they were in the past Tamagotchis for boys and for girls. These sort of animals, but they made actually Tamagotchis for girls, and Tamagotchis are for girls, and the Tamagotchis for boys are Digimon. These sort of creatures you could actually tame, battle against people,
this game
and
has
such.
Almost infinite replayability
And that's Digimon.
due to the
And
evolution
they
system.
tried to really market that hard at the time of the Pokemon. They were told to be these Pokemon clones because they're these monsters. But they're actually very different in a sense, because they were actually, instead of being just animals that repeat their names, they're actually these intelligent beings. These are actually more intelligent than that. So yeah, that's the kind of what that are. And there have been made anime series about it, some games about it, and this is music for the games of it. In this game has almost infinite replayability due to the evolution system. Indeed, there's so many ways to do this, and you can actually, with the stats and such, especially the game, the Digimon age and die and this sort of stuff, which many games don't really do.
Sorry, I'm back. My
Hey,
phone just
no
shut
worries,
down.
no worries. Of course, if phones die, you have to really do something on that. But hey, welcome back. Good to see you. Aiko, that's the Digimon. If you need any more questions, that's that. But let me know. There are some Digimon experts, I think, people who know about it more. DigiChallenge has played the Digimon first game, perhaps remembers more than me about it. Let's see. So. So we are doing a theme for Trash Mountain, this sort of nasty area, to be honest.
DJ Shaz. Did you know that Digimon all end with Mon because they are all program and Mon is their file extension?
I actually didn't know that. I didn't know that it was a file extension, but I could understand that, of course, they were monsters and such. That's very cool. I actually didn't know that. That makes sense. So yeah, those sort of electronical things, they are in this sort of electronical space there are files, and depending on how powerful the Digimon creature is, it's how large the file is, and this sort of this is Alice of Wonderland, but connected to technical things. At least the original Digimon was like that. So let's see. Do 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 do. So let's see, am I doing it right? But yeah, hopefully that got so you're familiar with the Digimon thing, and I actually appreciate you telling me that, because it kind of makes sense. Of course, file formats, they have their ends, and of course Mon, it's Digimon. I'm really happy about what's happened to Digimon lately, though. I'm not very happy that they made it sort of like two-person style of game, that the Digimon World is this sort of abstract, you can't really understand it too much sort of world. I personally am not a big fan of that, and I think they lost a lot of the soul. Like that. Let's see, do we have any instruments on that? That's the song basically.
Echo C. So are they part of those fictional and anthropomorphized creatures living on Legends?
Kinda like that, but of course in technical format, there's been this lore behind the whole thing, and such and such, sometimes, let's see. Yeah, like and some of them, like, they have these sort of Norse gods. Sometimes they're angels, and of course they are some kind of fictional anthropomorphized creatures.
DJ Shaz.
Yeah, kind of like that.
At Echo, can you repeat that? But in English, please. Smiling face with open mouth and tightly closed eyes.
Oh man. So part of fictional and anthropomorphized creatures. It's sort of like that. But instead of legends, there's like these, like when we have normal world. And because of the technology, we have like the internet and connection or like that, they live in that place. Like, that's how I understood it. So that's how it goes. Kind of like that, what you said, but a bit different. Here we go. Let's. And then the next part. The next part is, I think the song is going to be very quick, but we're going to be actually making it interesting sounding. How is your day, Aiko? Thanks, by the way, for the... you made the moustache with the oval moustache thing. Hey, I actually very much like that. I shared that around to people in social media. Very lovely, very lovely. It was it made by Search 3 or Wispy Whiskers? One of these persons said that in the past. I'm not sure is Wispy Whiskers here at this moment of time, but yeah, she made a painting with all having mustache, of course. Very, very lovely. How's your painting work going? Let's see the right. Here we go. And then it goes one up, and it's... Yes, I'm so clever, am I? Yeah, very clever, very clever. Yeah, of course we're going to be changing the instrument. These are not going to be the final instruments, I tell you. And yeah, the final thing what we're going to be having is if I remember right. But that's that. It's sort of like a kind of like a children's story. This sort of like a same kind of style that you do your painting and such. If you know Aiko is a very lovely painter from France. This is sort of like a children novel sort of paintings. Very, very lovely and beautiful paintings, to be honest. But yeah, that's how it goes. Let me actually see still about this song. But I don't know, is it really useful to really tell about Digimon to anyone else, that doesn't know about it at this point, because currently it's, I think, controlled by people that I don't think understand what the whole thing was about, and I'm very sad about that, because I was actually interested to purchase like the newer Digimon stuff that they are currently doing right now, but it's not like it was. Like that, and then let's try to find that sound. Like that. That sort of. Perhaps it's kind of high, so I cannot see what the sound is. Like it's like. Sort of like that. I actually just want to see that, but just put it in like at least. Here we go. Let's put it very high. Let's not put any comments in there. That's like, I don't know what these comments things are. Just be very high. Like that. Like that. Here we go. So here we go. A trash mountain. A place you can find in, third world countries. Sometimes they have these big trash piles. Very nasty, very ugly, and they have these, and this is the sort of the environment.
I rephrase, DJ Shaz, are the Digimos behave like humans? Can speak? Are bipeds? Are they nice or mean? Smiling face with open mouth and cold sweat, yes, finally made that owl painting, haha. I call them Owl Gentleman Blackheart. Aiko C.
Hey!
Thank you for the feedback, Blackheart.
A very lovely painting indeed. Very lovely painting, and it is very lovely to see that there was just a discussion about the owl with mustache, and then you just did it. It was like, yeah, oh man, that's cool. Yeah, they are actually, they can speak. They're creatures, so yeah, kinda. But they are both nice and mean. They are nice and mean Digimon as well. Of course, one of them was like this sort of devil Satan creature. And then other one is like a angel sort of creature. So of course there are these evil and good ones, and that it actually was very popular in Japan, in somewhat in America, and I think very much in Spanish-speaking countries. I don't know right now, but it was pretty big. It was pretty big in Finland, even though we had very bad translation.
What is your favorite monster of Digimon?
Oh, they're quite many actually.
At Aiko, yes, they could speak, and they're good and evil. They're really deep compared to.
Yeah, very deep, very interesting. Let me actually
Shaz.
see.
At Jiliduck 100 Mines Bells Bummo HBoo.
Let me see actually favorite Digimon. Digimon. I don't remember the name of it, but there was one of these creatures which actually I personally
Asterisk Beeltebumo.
Beelzebumon, yeah, these sort of devil creatures, very nasty, very nasty creatures. There are quite many sort of creatures, yeah, much more complex. Let me see, Digimon Wiki. Can I find those in the wiki side of things? Perhaps not. From the original, like I do like what's the one? There was this gecko, but there was this music frogmon. This sort of I did like that sort of. If I would have a musical Digimon, of course I would like have that one, and then it would become this sort of Shogun Gekomon. I do like that though, but the design not perhaps.
Wargreymon at DJ Shaz.
Wargreymon, of course. You would like to have this sort of big creature that can destroy places as your Digimon, of course. Let me try to find a list of these creatures, to be honest here, if I can. I don't know. They're actually pretty interesting designs. Some of them are less, but we shall see. Like there's a Mysterious life forms, computer network in 1997. I actually was living from first lived that moment. That was my birth year. Let's see. Can I find any list of them here? Let's see. General list of species.
DJ Shaz. Wargamer loudly crying face. I remember a scene in the original series where there was an evil black Wargamer who protected a flower as he was being attacked.
Yeah, in the what was the episode? The original series. There was in the second season, I think. Yeah. Now we're back to the things. Perhaps people don't understand. Kind of. I did like this sort of. Palmon as this sort of like I know this is not
DJ
Palmon,
Shaz.
but I like this sort of like design of it, this sort of
really
plant
hit
creature.
the feels, still does.
Yes, I do think I do much more have a nostalgia for the first season though. I didn't watch the second season. Perhaps I'm not hitting by that still too much.
I have to confess I have never heard of Digimo. I did know a little Pokemo when I was little. Pokemo was popular when we were little. Elias and I are part of the same generation, so he can tell.
I can tell, but we also the same thing. This was arisen at the same time, of course, depending on the countries. I'm not sure about the France, but in Spanish-speaking countries and in English-speaking countries, it was kind of known. So because it's France, perhaps not. Perhaps not. Let me try to find the one I remember I liked. I might not. Well, yeah, this is the first evil creature from the first anime, like this sort of devil creature. Yeah, like I like the designs much more than Pokemon in there.
Aruramo is actually girl.
Oh, I see. Aura, yeah, of course, Auramon and I don't really use too much on the Digimon side of knowledge, but I did like the Shokugeijomon's the earlier version, which is very musical. I would of course very much want to have a musical Digimon, of course, because I'm a music person. So yes, of course. But yes, Aiko, this was a big thing in my childhood, the Digimon thing.
The Digimos are cute smiling face. The boys had the Pokemo cards and they would play together during the school breaks.
We had that sort of stuff, yeah. We had that sort of trading scene. We traded Pokemon cards and even Digimon and such. And such. People were actually very interested on the Digimon in Finland because of the series. But Pokemon kind of won because it was very badly handled, the whole thing. Like that. So we have the theme going. Let me listen it a little bit more on the time and to see does it change. So it kind of changes, but actually it copies kind of way.
Akosi.
Kind of way.
I think one of my girlfriends still has the card smiling face with open mouth and smiling eyes.
Yeah, Pokemon. That's the thing. People still like even trade them. They play with them. I suppose that this people can do that.
Sounds kind of bit of Old Town Road lol.
Old Town Road. It is you're talking about the song. Kinda, I suppose. It is sort of like this sort of like it's kind of like this train sort of feel like. Maybe it's okay. Like sort of like this, and then it. Like this, and then this is like this is now how it works. So yeah, that was the past of my generation. I noticed that when I grew up there, they started to be interested about all the franchises, and of course the Pokemon came back, but
well, it's song obviously.
It's a song obviously, of course. I don't actually remember the Old Town Road. Might be something from the English world that I'm not familiar with. Let me actually open that in search, online search, see what that's about. Possibly might be similar to it. But this was made by Japanese artists. I don't know got the inspiration from American things, I suppose, because it's not really a traditional Japanese game music. It's so sad that I've not seen this composer being in many other projects afterwards. I cannot really find it though. The song itself. Perhaps it's some kind of a special song, I don't know. So that's the song, I suppose. Oh, there it is. Old Town Road, official video by Billy Ray Cyrus. I'm not going to listen to it because, of course, it's going to attack me. It's kind of like some Vevo thing. Some 30 million views sort of thing. I've never been a mainstream music person that just listen to this sort of stuff, but yeah, perhaps I will be listening to afterwards and sing it. Of course, you can share it on our Discord server as well if you're interested on that. But let's continue the creation. Let me see, is this difference?
DJ Shaz. By the way, Elias, have you remade Butterfly?
Okay, now something different comes along. But I haven't actually remade Butterfly at all, to be honest. Thing is. Actually, I made that with the well, I was very excited on the Digimon coming back when it was the Digimon 3 time period. But of course, I've not now lost a bit of the interest.
That's nice composing, BTW.
Oh, thank
DJ
you.
Shaz.
Oh, it's not really composing
It's
though.
so
It's
awesome
just putting
that even
stuff
my
together.
mom, a person who doesn't know about AIM, knows it. Smiling face with open mouth and
Oh, the
tightly
butterfly
closed
theme.
eyes.
Oh, really? Do you? Are you certain of that? Actually, let me see. I made a long time ago this sort of theme. Opening remake stuff 4 years ago. Man, that was some time ago. Yeah. 4 years ago. I made this. Let me actually share this in the chat. You can check that out if you want to yourself. It's not, I think, the butterfly theme, I suppose. It has parts of that, but it's not really purely on that. But yeah, I haven't not made butterfly theme. I don't personally think there's really much to remaster from that, to be honest. I could notate that, put that into notation, but I think it's already put into notation, to be honest. So I personally do not want to really focus on stuff that already has been put to notes. Or perhaps I should, if there's interest for that. But I think there's already been notates for that, yeah. Let's see, there's still one part that actually is different about this song that we had here. And normally. Then again. Okay, and then it changes. Okay. So this is still normal. Something like that. So we have like, and then it changes. Let's still do this one. We have been doing a remake for
DJ
1
Shaz.
hour.
A bunch of awesome people made a bilingual version of Butterfly on SudCloud.
Which is
it
cool.
just fits so perfectly in my native language.
Oh man, they should have really put a better emphasis on putting the butterfly in many languages. The dubbing in Finland was the worst. Man, one thing I want to do in my generation, if I still have that moment, of course I need to get funding on that, but I would wish to make a dubbing company in Finnish that would dub animation of nowadays into Finnish language. Of course, it would have to focus on children animation at first. But I would like to actually to make dubs for many languages, and it could be used by there's not a really dubbing company right now that actually does like anime into Finnish. I know there's a dubbing companies for like these children cartoons, but not animation. So I would wish to perhaps in the future really do that sort of stuff. I've already had some few people that would be interested in joining that as a voice actors, but this just needs financial things first, to be honest. But yeah, like in Finland, the dubbing was awful. So it's like. Like this. And then it changes like this. Like this is the note I was trying to find. Very spooky. Aiko, are you still here? Did you have any kind of nostalgic things for you in your childhood? Please let me know if of anyone here, aside from Digimon.
This is beautiful at the beginning. Love the synths with some instruments of Digimotry Adventures. Great job, Elias.
Oh, thank you very much. Thank you much. It was this thing I just did some time ago. I was very excited on Digimon 3. I was kind of let down by it. I think it had not the original spirit. And I think at this moment Digimon has lost its way. There hasn't been really videos detailing it, but I've looked at the first animation series and man, it's quite different cake. It has this sort of survival aspects on it, the first anime series, and oh man, I like it. Like the children are not really sure are they ever going to get back home, and not many children's series have that. You know, usually even in Kingdom Hearts and these other things, the children just go and never really care about the home. The home is just there somewhere. The parents just like, oh hey, they died, you know, upsy daisy, that sort of stuff. Yeah, usually that's how they focus on it. I need to listen again.
Jilliduck 100. Very sad at the moment.
It's kind of sad, yeah. It's usually this thing.
Honestly, nostalgia is quite hard to define.
It is hard to define.
However, recently, I looked at some drawings I made when I was a teenager.
Well, that's nostalgia down there. There can be.
Atilaki Composer Dagbar 3EBU is the YouTube link code of my native Digimo Butterfly song dub. It just fits so perfectly IMO, compared to the English versions.
Oh, sure?
That made me nostalgic.
I mean, just copy that left later on afterwards. I will be checking that out. Not yet, though. I have still a remaster to do, of course. But I appreciate you sharing that. Let me put that in here, so I remember to check that out.
DJ Shaz. At Jilliduck 100Y. Feeling nostalgic. Me too. Cried after listening.
It is a good
to
nostalgia,
Butterfly.
and the nostalgia comes from somewhere. The first series, I think, was very good, on my honest opinion. It is. I would actually recommend it when I have my own children to watch them, because watch that for them, because it kind of is this sort of adventure. Then there's actually like death of characters and like really dark stuff, but at the same time very light-hearted and beautiful stuff. And there's actually this sort of survival thing in there, which is very rare. I think that they look realistically on stuff, and I think it's because of the writer. The original writer was excellent. Unfortunately, he has not been involved in the Digimon some time, and that's, I think, what shows. It shows. But you made your drawings made you nostalgic. Of course, all things can do that. So let's see.
Jiliduck 100. It's actually fun watch, really great aim at DJ Shaz.
Yeah, it is. It is a very, very lovely, fun to watch. Of course, I would recommend Japanese version, subtitles.
Aiko
Japanese
C.
version is the better.
In high school, I used to draw witches and pumpkins, and other weird things that directly came from my head. I felt like a little girl's smiling face with open mouth.
Well, that
and
is the
cold
cool
sweat.
thing. That is the cool thing. Like, of course, it
DJ Shaz.
always depends.
I effing hate my ISP. Streams buffering real bad.
Oh man! In Finland, we don't have that. We actually do not have this sort of mafia of ISPs. I hate to say it, but it's nasty sort of that sort of stuff. I hate you. I hate that. I hate that. And hopefully it gets better. We should have a good connection. I'm just looking at the connection. It should be good. It should be good. But yeah, that's there can be many different things that makes you nostalgic. For me personally, this series, of course. I remember thinking about my youth, some music I played. There's this one song which is called Raunon Vals, which I'm very nostalgic about. This is
DJ
sort of
Shaz.
old Finnish melody.
Your connection's fine.
Oh, right, all right. It's just the ISP. I personally don't like that sort of mafia of connection. Like, I don't know how you Americans can just go with that, because personally in Finland, like, we have so many options, even though we are just one small country, size of one of your states in there. Like, I don't get it. I don't get it. There's something fishy going on there, I think.
DJ Shaz. My ISP has a monopoly on this island I live on.
Yeah, the thing is, the Monopoly, the game is kind of fun,
Shaz.
but the Monopoly, the real
I'm
life
not
is
American,
not.
smiling face with open
You're not
mouth
American?
and tightly closed eyes.
Oh, really? Is there Monopoly in the island you live on as well? And what that island is that some kind of... I remember you mentioned that. God damn. My memory. Somewhere in... was it Atlanta? No. Was it Pacific Ocean? Anyways, let me know if that was the case. I always forgot just the places where people are.
DJ
I can remember
Shaz.
the people.
It's a tiny island in Idosa.
Indonesia. Oh, I see. Was Digimon big in there? Ah, you mentioned your native language, of course. And of course, you know, I should have already understood from that you are from America. Yeah, because America there was a version. And let's see how did that sound? What is the language that is spoken in Indonesia?
Jiliduck 100. Well, in Kuwait we do have internet very fast. DJ Shaz.
I'm Jelly.
I'm Jelly.
Oh man. Oh right. I don't really know what that means, but jellies are jellyfishes are not that good.
I will show you my old drawings.
Hey, please,
In
the
high
server.
school, I would to go the cafeteria with some girlfriends and we would draw a lot in our school diaries. Did you also draw when you were little, Eli?
I did, but all those sort of like
DJ
school
Shaz.
things, you know, just
We
really
speak
didn't mean too
Indonesian
much.
here, or people here like to call it Bahasa Indonesia.
Bahasa Indonesian. Oh. I actually cannot really know how that sounds. It's kind of a exotic language could be
DJ
for
Shaz.
me.
Jelly is a fun way of saying jealous.
Ah!
Jiliduck 100.
Internet connection is...
No Elias jelly meaning of jealous.
I don't really know about... I'm from countryside. Why should I know about these things? I'm from Finland. I'm a simpleton. Of course, in Finnish terms. Of course, we have our own knowledge on things. We can know how to hunt, but we don't know what means jelly. I don't really know what means
Jiliduck
jelly.
100.
Yeah, that's how
Face
it
with
works.
tears of joy.
And I think that was it. There's still anyway. Like that. Here we go. Let's listen still the song from the end. Yeah, I don't know about these new sort of like things. Someone's tried to share me a kind of like a meme thing and all this sort of like all this sort of new stuff, and I'm just like, what is that? And everybody's like, hey, like, you know, at one point someone said like, what does mean lol? And I actually never looked at what lol meant, and I thought it was some kind of like a, you know, kind of like a sort of stuff, but it was actually laughing out loud. How could I know? I've never really been too into the internet landscapes, to be honest. Memes is hard. Memes are hard, especially they change very quickly.
But he does no hokage.
Oh, they're asking me to do some job, but I'm in the middle of this, so I cannot really go anywhere. Of course, I know the word hokage. I was educated by people coming to the stream, indeed. The wise people of the stream.
Shadow the Parrot Gaming.
Shadow! How are you doing?
Hello.
Good to see you.
DJ Shaz. Hi Parrot.
Hello Parrot, how are you doing? Good to see you. We are currently making a remake for Digimon World 1. This game that I would recommend if you want to know how hard it is to grow a baby. I would recommend this game because, man, growing a Digimon in this is like just having your own kid. You become a parent, you have to care for it, you have to know when it sleeps, you have to know when it has to go to school, you have to know all of these things. It's hard being a parent. And you have to know all of this. And if you want to do this parent simulator thing, Digimon World 1 is the way to go. How are you doing, Shadow? I saw you are actually working on some drawings here today as well. I very much like that you are improving on your artistry. And Aiko mentioned that have I drawn myself. I have drawn myself in my youth, and I do still draw human faces. I'm trying to learn how to draw human faces. And I've got some good works, but and I've but still need to be working
Taking
on that.
care of a creature. Is that similar to the Tamagotchi?
It is just like Tamagotchi, but for boys. You can fight with it. Yay! That's the Digimon.
DJ Shaz. At Eiko Tamagotchi on steroids, lol.
Yeah, that's how it was. On steroids. You can have a Tamagotchi that can have like a missiles coming from its hands that can actually have as power as nuclear bombs. That's the Tamagotchi we're talking about. That's the Tamagotchi. Imagine your Tamagotchi being able to do that. Yeah, that would be banned by law, I would tell you. I think that's the last one. Let me just have that. So that, I think, is the last part. Sort of like that. Anyways, let me just copy this.
Shadow the Parrot Gaming. So what you are saying, if I play this game, I will be a godly-like parent. But jokes aside, I'm doing fine.
Of course.
Feeling a bit sick.
Parent of a god.
But
it's
I
not
feel
easy.
that every day, so can't really complain.
I'm doing fine. I'm feeling a bit sick.
So if you draw
Man.
have you ever drawn your own self-portrait?
Now, I actually tried and it looked like an African person, so I'm not really good at
DJ
that yet.
Shaz.
If I don't know,
At
I
Eiko
made my
Vivo,
eyes be
check his
too
website.
different, and my mouth was like something like this. I'm not really good yet on it. He has. Check his website. I am like, that's actually not by me. That is actually I have this friend in Philippines who did that drawing. I have to correct that. That was not made by me. He made this anime style person, and it was this Philippine person who did it. Yeah, I I've tried to, you know, with pencil to do this sort of realistic kind of person faces. I have not actually put it to online yet. Many of these, I made a few commissions in real life because I do want to. I like a photorealistic. Photorealistic is what I personally like, but have to still work on that. I'm not 100% good. The shadowing is the hardest part. But now the fast part of the song, if you're still interested on seeing the Digimon World thing. What do you mean by feeling sick? Is it the sort of like a flu sort of stuff? Is it this whole thing that is happening right now? Who knows? I've been feeling sick for a few months. I've been trying to take vitamins because usually you get sick by just lack of something in your body, and I think vitamins that I have not, because especially it's not summer, it's not sunny yet. I think that's the thing. And that's the one that we need. So it's like yeah, I need to still develop quite a lot with the drawing side of things.
The AIM version of Elias.
Anime!
Smiling face, I hope you will get better. Paratex.
Hey, same on me outside. Like, I very much wish all the best for that. Hopefully, it's not too much. Like, hopefully, it's not. Hopefully, it might be the flu. It might be something. Hopefully, you get better. I very much wish that, and I'm very happy that Aiko wishes that as well. Aiko wishes that as well. I'm not personally an anime person, but
IGTG still making some lo-fi hip-hop beats. Akimi. Shadow the Parrot Game.
Nakamine, hip hop goes forward.
Because of my well-being is slowly deteriorating. I just have to change some things in life and hopefully it will change.
Man! It's the sort of like a. I've been very happy that you became the server. You mentioned you had this sort of like actually very openly talked about that. Nakamine Jelly Duck. Of course, Finnish language, the best language. Oh man. I tell you, man, thing is, I'm very happy that you are seeing the server. I'm very much happier to see you like happy in there. It's a sort of like I cannot fully give advice on that sort of thing. Like a slowly deteriorating. I feel like myself that, and I think there's many reasons. One of them I'm personally been looking at is especially we talked about the connections and such, especially like we basically have these mobile phones and such, especially when they are rolling out these new connection things. Like we have basically like these sort of nuclear reactors, not of course with the power of them, but like the radiation from them. They are actually affecting the health.
If I'm feeling sick, try something sour and tomatoes.
Sour and tomatoes works as well.
I'm addicted to it and my health's been improving.
Fruit is good, vitamins is good. Also, I noticed that I've been researching my great research. I'm not a scientist or anything, but I've been searching on why is some of the things making us sick, and I think like one of them is of course there's been even studies back in the 2000 about mobile connection and having them too near your head and it rises your head temperature by 2 Celsius and this sort of stuff. But not only that, there's this sort of like I've read about there are many things, and of course don't quote me on this. You have to make your own research. But I read about toothpaste. Like many of the toothpastes have this sort of thing called fluoride in it,
Shaz.
and the fluoride is actually very
You will
nasty.
take a long trip in the loo, but your belly will feel awesome after.
Yeah, that is of course. It kind of fixes you inside of that. You have to kind of like sewers are going to be drained sort of fashion. But yeah, like there's so many things. I personally noticed I got rid of fluoride toothpaste and I've been feeling better because of that. Because fluoride is actually waste from factories. This sort of thing that of course it kills caries. The thing that destroys your teeth. but at the same time it affects your health as well. Personally, I've been taking away from that. I've been feeling healthier, but of course it's very different. Let me know if you want to tell about that, because I very much appreciate you being open on saying that. Not many want to do that, and many feel that sort of nasty feel on them. Of course, up to you what you will do. It is that, but if I'm able to help any ways, of course will be doing that. I will be doing that. Like, there are these things, while we still live in the middle ages of information, there are still things that constantly affect us in like how we eat, how we do things, like vitamins and such. Like, these are the important stuff that we need. People die if they don't have enough vitamin C and such. Like, their teeth fall down from their mouth and such sort of fashion. Yeah, it's and of course you get that from sun, but in the wintertime sun is not that high, so of course you don't get too much of that. So yeah, of course, I'm not a health expert, but I've been looking into that personally, and feeling better because of trying to do something on it. Now, let's actually focus on something other than just health things. Yeah. I don't know how people feel on my health education, but still.
Shadow the Parrot Gaming. While it isn't I'm feeling sick because I'm sick, but I'm feeling sick because my mental health isn't in the right place, and I just have to change my course of life. Since my school makes me depressed.
Man, schools should change. Schools are not useful any longer in the same way they were. And they are so nerve-breaking. The people who were in school back in 2000s, even back in my time, they are much more nervous in the current school system because there's so much stress. Stress kills people. Stress kills. And man, I wish all the best for you, because man, of course you have to go through the school, but man, the mental health is one of the most important things that affects your health. And I don't know what could help on that. Have you got any ideas on what could help on that? Because of course we can of course give advice, but after all it comes from what you are going to do yourself on it. But do you have any plans? Do you have any ideas what you're going to do? Yay, here we go. We got that. I have to check out, this is still after my health talk and such, yeah. Da 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 da.
Shadow the Parrot Gaming. I remember when I told one of my teachers about it, he quoted, "You will always be depressed no matter what job you chose in life. You just have to suck it up and ignore the feelings, and that is scary."
Man, that is one of the worst advice I've ever heard. That is the worst. There's always a reason why something depresses. The modern society depresses people because there's no direct link to how you study and what you're actually interested about. Because we live here only once. It's not like we are trying to be programmed into these creatures that just go to 9-to-5 jobs. When we go to these school environments, like you have to be drones, you have to not do anything you enjoy. Of course, you can go to jobs, you have to get some money that you don't enjoy. That's not the thing. There should be always some things that actually make you passionate about your do. Even if you are just working in a shop or in a mall or any place like this, there's always needs to be something that gets you do it for. Some people go it for, of course, their families. Some people just for the living. But of course, there can be something even bigger. There can be like, hey, I want to save some money to get some own personal projects going and such and such. This is what gets the life meaning.
Poet Lamb.
I hate it.
That teacher is so
So motivating, Howard. Yeah, man. God damn, how depressing is that? I personally have that sort of advice given to me, and I wouldn't give any sort of attention to it because he doesn't know about it. It doesn't know.
Right. Aiko C. Keep drawing.
Keep drawing.
Parrot.
Drawing
relieves your stress.
Art creation does that.
When you grow up, school is not the right place to be indeed, because there is a certain pressure there.
Pressure. People are not taught in the school. People are not teaching. This is the most infuriating thing. People are not taught to, hey, you have this special, like, people have these talents. They just perhaps don't know about them. They haven't not tried about them. Different people have different skills. Some people are mathematic people. Some people are creative people. Some people are very good in organizing. There are different skills. And you can, in this society, this is like an open world game, the best one that there is. You can actually craft your own way there. And nobody, for me, even my parents, they did not tell me, go to composing and this sort of stuff. I just did, and I was able to get this far. And such, and of course because of you coming to listen and such, and that does help, and such, of course I tell you that. But that the whole thing starts from start wanting to do something, and the schools give you like, you have to do exactly as everyone else does, sort of fashion, and it's terrible. Like Horde and Aiko, man, your teacher is the most nastiest person if he says that. I think he has given up. Those people have given up on trying to find something beautiful and meaning in life. Some people are just giving up, and you shouldn't follow those people. Follow what is right, and what is right is what like there's a route for every. There's a direction. There's just not one single way you have to go in life. There are so many ways. Nobody told me to do remakes and such. Yeah, nobody did it. Shocking fact, but it's true. And I like this. And there should be some kind of room for that sort of stuff, especially. And I personally like the stream for the fact that we can talk with people about this sort of stuff. And I very much appreciate people like you that are very open for it, because man, I hate the current world because of this. We shouldn't have this sort of everyone has to be the same. Everyone has to unify. Like, you have to just. I just get so anxious because in the schools they're giving you the worst advice. They're giving the worst advice.
Shadow the Parrot Gaming. I really want to go to art school now. In all honesty, I feel so happy doing it, like you say, Aiko.
I think that's the end. Let me still listen to that one. But I think there's one bad thing about some art schools. I don't know about you, Aiko. Have you been in art school? But I personally was, and there's this sort of elitism in it. There's always a danger for the elitism, and actually many people that were in my art school, in my music school. I was in a music school when I was younger, and everybody doing music, very excellent, talented, but at the same time very nasty community around there. There was this sort of like big competition. Everybody just like were bloody in this sort of battle of trying to get attention, and attention was the everything. And at the same time, there were these people that were teased because, like, that's the thing. The elitism is one of the biggest problems, because there are many talented people, and once you get many talented people together, they see, hey, we're actually better than some people in this, and then they start thinking, hey, we're actually better than everyone else. And I've personally not really encountered that, but I know many people from my school that actually left after first days, even though they were talented and accepted to the school, because of the fact that there was this elitism, and it's terrible. And it can be a part if you go to an art school, I tell you. Be careful of that. Of course, not all art schools are like that, but mine definitely was.
AOC. In high school, you can have very good friends, but there are pupils that are not nice at all, and you have to bear them in the morning and in the afternoon. University is something else, really.
I would be actually interested to hear your university experiences. I've not really made it as a secret. I've been in open university courses. I've not really enrolled actively on university because I want to get my financial situation first good, and that's why I'm doing the game currently at my company. I see universities as such a big money pits. You have so much debt after the university. I've not yet enrolled on that. course, depends if you
Shadow
get
the
that
Parrot
thing
Gaming.
after that. Yeah.
While art school might not be too fun, it's really a good way to understand the anatomy of different things.
Like we talk about the eluukkas group, they can be very nasty groups. They can be very bad places. They can be these poisoned apples that just ruin the whole apple harvest that you get.
AOC. You will meet more mature people, as they themselves meet adult people. AOC. There will be jerks, always, but you will pay less and less attention to them, really.
That's I think the song. We still need to do this part. So after this one. And then let's continue the yeah, there can be jerks, and I've seen those people, I tell you.
I have never studied art before, actually.
The communities are important. Sometimes art studying it has good sides, bad sides. Very good to say that you said parrot. There can be different sides of it. There are nasty people. There are good people.
Yay, universities need all that money to pay us the researchers, lol.
Yeah, universities needs all that money to pay us researchers. Are you one of the researchers in university? Oh, let me know. Let me know. If you meant that. But that's the thing. That's the thing. So much money goes to there, and then people get actually having this sort of debt of money, and then they have to go to bad jobs essentially because of they have to just get the money, and they don't. If they are not getting the job that they were promised, especially in art places, it's not the reality right away.
Yay, a PhD in electronic engineering.
Hey, electronic engineering! Are you the... actually, Howard Lamb, there's this one electronic engineering in our Discord. Are you that one? Or perhaps not? I think
Shadow
you're
the
not
Parrot
that.
Gaming. I paid less attention to jerks early on in my life.
But still
I'm
cool!
used to jerks and
PhD!
people
That's some
talking
numbers.
behind my back. And I really don't care what they say about me, because what's important is what I think.
That's
Shadow
the thing.
the Parrot
That's
Gaming.
the thing.
And my friends, not them. Howard Lamb. My department gets all the money because the dean is also the UE principal.
Oh, you get a lot of the... Yeah. That's where the money goes. Yeah, that's the way. Of course, depending on countries, it depends. In Finland, university is free. I paid less attention, of course, for people that come outside, it's not. I paid less attention to the jerks early on in life. I'm used to jerks, people talking behind my back. Yeah, the thing is, jerks are these sort of people that... like, they're the test for these sort of people. Like, you made... like... You have to think of them as tests. They test your personality. If you're able to overcome them, then you are stronger than before. It's like a nasty weather. When you go outside, you have much more protection. If you go there and survive that, then you are a hero. That's how it goes. I think there was this sort of stuff in here. We could have it like this. We could have it like this. And then like that. Here we go. Let me just focus on it. Is it like that? Anyways, Howard Lamb. Like, of course, there are good professors' places. I've just had very sort of like well, it is a big cost to go to university. It's hard to really go against that, on my opinion. It depends, of course, who you ask, who you talking to. Let's see. Engineering, you need the university, I tell you. Of course, you can learn so much online as well. And then we have the where's the, here we go. I think it's like
Shadow
this.
the Parrot Gaming.
You all have strength
Well,
if you overcome
education in Norway is free, thankfully.
that. Gladly.
Shadow the Parrot Gaming. Most at least.
Thing is, yeah, that is true. That is true. It is very cheap in Finland as well. I tell you, if you go and see these jerks, I've seen many. I've gone through many. Jerks are just a reality part of life. Like Aiko mentioned about some jerks and such. They test you, and usually, like, that's the thing. People have this sort of vision. They can see if people are different. Like, I'm not talking about, you know, like a minority and these sort of things. I'm actually talking about like creatively different, in thinking they are different. You can see these sort of people. You can meet them. You can understand them. And that is the reality of things. And they are not evil. They just, like, they don't understand users in a way. Usually that works like that. Like that, and let me delete that one over here. It of course depends, but good to hear. Good to hear. So we have a PhD over here. Very good. How you actually education goes, in a sense. I mean, like, how you do your own education. You have of course your own classes. People have to come to you and such. Very cool. If you have skill in that.
But Parrot, you are young. At your age, we are still a little sensitive. You will see, you won't have the energy to care about jerks, and you will think, why am I losing time to care?
Of course, it depends. It depends. I think people should always have this sort of, like, usually I have this sort of, actually, hopefully this helps, Parrot. There was this thing that, you know, friends, like, there was this, of course, good friends I had, and they said, like, most, like, the people that are just like their lives is around being around the social group. They just are part of the social group. Once the school ends, that all disappears. Everybody has to go their own way.
I am only a tutor to one class at the moment.
Ah, but still, you are there and you are respected, and people just look at you and say, "Oh yes, I need to listen this Howard Lamb person." And of course, you know, it's very honorable, especially in engineering. I don't know what happens in the engineering place, so who am to say anything? Let me see. And I still
Cozy Classics. /restream.io. Trophy,
okay, that's what we're going to be doing. Hey,
You've
Cozy Classics, how are you doing from
messages
Twitch side? We have
today
first person from the
Restream
Twitch
chat.
side. How are you doing? Let's see. We're doing a Digimon World as a remaster. So we have, like, how are you doing, Cozy?
Well, thanks.
Welcome everyone, Cozy Classics, to the stream. We have a discussion about depression, Digimon, and of course, the most important thing, university. Our life is all about just going to university. No, well, depends, of course.
I'd like to keep it casual. The class is just a platform for sharing knowledge.
Indeed. Sharing knowledge and getting to, you know, of course, it should be this sort of bounce ground to the students to go far. It should be.
By the way, Elias, the more your remake plays, the spookier it becomes. Smiling face with
That's
open
what
mouth.
happens. Of course, we're going to be adding better instruments to it very soon. I tell you that much. It is a very spooky, trashy place. How are you, Cozy Classics? How is your day going? And then we have the, like, the... I'm actually listening from so it's like...
Cozy Classics.
Like this.
Just got up and clocked into work. 7 a.m. here.
Oh, well, watching while work. Does your boss know about this, eh? Of course, he or she doesn't need to know at all. We are doing remakes over here. He or she doesn't need to know.
Shadow the Parrot Gaming. I do have a few teachers that are really nice and good in school. They are fun to talk to, and we always leave laughing.
That's what those teachers should be. That's how tutors should be. They should be always this sort of... I'm not going to be a teacher myself, at least in this current style of teachings, but I tell you, like, they should be these bouncing grounds for young students to go far. The best thing, I think, for the teacher might be to see a student to go very far.
Smiling face with open mouth and smiling eyes. A 5-year-old boy who is one of my neighbors gave me a flower smiling face
very
with
cool,
heart-shaped
Aiko.
eyes.
What flower was that?
Cozy Classics. My job is mostly downtime.
Down.
desk.
IT desk.
Working from home.
Well, then it's not. It's no problem at all. Check a little bit of remake creation. Are you familiar with the Digimon? Let me know. We are just going through a trash mountain and remastering it. And then the next is. I think I'm doing it wrong. Anyways, we're doing a remastering of Digimon. Are you do you know
Cozy
Digimon?
Classics.
Yeah, I like
I like
Digimon.
Digimon.
Many people here as well. We have I've made a remastering for the Digimon World 1, the soundtrack in the YouTube side of things over here. And we are doing a next remaster. I'm having a problem in this sort of part. Perhaps like it's very hard to hear that sort of upper sound. Of course, we're talking about the education, flowers, and teachers. There are some good teachers. I had one good teacher when I was in school. Actually, two. They were very good. They taught religion, and one of the other taught grammar. Very good teachers. Very exciting. Let's see. Okay, that's a kind of a nasty part. That's a nasty part. It kind of gets creepy, yeah.
AOC. A poppy. It is a beautiful red flower, black heart and parrot.
Poppy!
Do forget that. You will have very good friends to rely on.
Indeed.
Nothing will be awkward and you will smile each time you meet them. Black heart.
Indeed, like there can be great friend groups. Hopefully Elukas is going to be something that gives it to you that are part of it. The Elukas group that we're building.
Cozy Classics. I play piano, but not great at sheet music. Also make music on Flat Studio sometimes. Shadow the Parrot Gaming. Heavy Black Heart.
Black Heart. I don't know why the chat machine says Black Heart. You do some playing and such. We actually talked about the Digimon World and how it is one of the loveliest Tamagotchi games out there. And you do play piano as well. Sheet music is a way to play piano music, I tell you. Not actually. It's a respectable way, depending, of course, what kind of sort of sheets you do. My background is in classical, and of course, sheet music is one of the ways in that area people are teaching themselves. I'm trying to find now the. So it's like no. I'm because these are not the same instruments. I'm getting mixed. I'm getting confused. The confusion is coming to me. Sorry for that. So it's like
Shadow the Parrot Gaming. If you think in a biological sense, your heart is hidden from light, making it look black. So black heart.
So yeah, okay, that makes sense. I usually, you know, when there's a red heart in the as an emoji, I was sort of thinking, hey, it's red. Yeah. Indeed, indeed. But, you know, it kind of confuses me as well, this sort of... you know, if in biological sense, of course, it does make sense. And, of course, it's not shaped like that. It's not like this sort of thing in here. Like, even though, yeah, I don't know where actually the original symbol has came from. Like this. Soon we are going to be putting some improved instruments. We're just doing MIDI notation to know where each note is. And then the next part is. So it's like.
Shadow the Parrot Gaming. Are you telling me that this symbol is not our heart? Have I lived my whole life in a lie?
What is it? Of course, I think it's not the reality that this is the symbol is in here, like this sort of stuff. Of course, everybody knows it's this sort of like a balloon, sort of like pumping thing. Of course, depends, but yes, I don't know where the original symbol of the heart comes from. It's I think it's from some kind of like a Celtic history, Celtic origins, if I remember right. I remember reading about that back in the day. Here we go. Ah, so it's like
Cozy Classics. Google in the 6th-5th century BC. The heart shape was used to represent the heart-shaped fruit of the plant Silphium, a plant possibly used as a contraceptive.
Wow! Okay, I forgot that. That was okay. Okay, that's very cool. That's very cool. So it was 6th century BC. What area was that? But if it's a fruit, it must be somewhere around where fruits come from, of course, not northern lands. So yeah. Yeah. Okay. Makes sense. The shape come from there. Yeah. We don't have these in our hearts.
Classics. Silphium was a species of giant fennel that used to grow on the North African coastline near the Greek colony of Syria.
Ah, yeah, a lot of our culture has come from the Greeks. The Greek area, the North African area, where the Greeks had their colonies. They used to colonize every place. Goddamn Greeks, and then Romans, of course, and you know, that sort of stuff. There's many different nations have been and went and had and such. Yes, indeed. Very interesting knowledge. I was actually not sure about that one. Here we go. I think this is the whole song. Let me listen it. So basically, ladies and gentlemen, we just remastered the music for Trash Mountain, and it's not remastered, it just put on the notes. But now we're going to be upgrading the notes themselves. I'm just going to hear it. I think there's few things that I've not put in here yet. Like this one. This instrument has to be in many places. But let's listen. I think in here, it's not here. Here we go. That's some trash mountain, trashy place in the trashy world. Of course, not very much. Digimon World was a very lovely game. I personally just like this environment in this game was not the best. I tell you. How did you find your way?
That sounds Japanese. Your remake.
Sound Japanese? Oh, we're gonna be making it quite different. I tell you. Once we put some instruments in, it should be very un-Japanese. I tell you. There are some rhythmic things in the background as well, but we're going to be seeing what instruments we're going to be putting here. So let's first do that. I think I'm going to be putting a guitar on it, very good sounding guitar, to be honest, because currently the one we have is not very good sounding guitar. Yeah, definitely not. Let's change that. Yeah, it's not too Japanese feeling when I put some electronical stuff in it. Of course, the composer originally was a Japanese person. I just noticed that actually we should have had eluukkas talk in the eluukkas server. I'm going to be putting actually my while we are having this stream. I'm going to remaster still to this end. If people come to the chat at eluukkas server, I'm going to be putting myself there. That's the idea. We're of course going to continue this as well. We are waiting until this program responds. This will take some time. Currently remaking Digimon World. Cozy Classics, are you familiar a lot with the Digimon World franchise? A very lovely franchise, to be honest. Shadow the Parrot, perhaps you haven't, and Aiko, I think you are not familiar to it, if I remember right. Only what you've seen in here. I must be wrong with the parrot side of things, of course. Opening sounds. We have been doing this for 2 hours now, of course, talking with lovely people and such, and we have a responsive program at the same time here. Let's go back to the voice chat in the down there.
Cozy Classics. Yes. I like 1 and 4.
1 and 4. I haven't actually played the 4th one, to be honest. I have only played the first one. The second one was this sort of like a fighting RPG sort of thingy. The third one looked kind of nice.
Gaming. Could you repeat that?
I was just repeating in a sense that, are you familiar with the Digimon? I'm trying to open the programs over here. It's kind of it takes some time. Because of course it does take some time to respond to things, it seems. That's the kind of the meme with the Sibelius program that we are using. It usually takes quite a lot of time to open. We are waiting our moment, seeing how it goes. First one had this adventure feel. I don't know about the 4th one though. The 3rd one had this sort of like this is sort of like a Pokemon World sort of fashion, and they made it like a Pokemon game. I'm very sad that, you know, the Digimon didn't want to have their identity. They just wanted to be like Pokemon. They have had identity crisis all the times.
Shadow the Parrot Gaming. I think I used to be. I recently found a really old box cassette of a Digimon movie. Cozy Classics.
Cool. Cassette of a
Number 4
movie.
is on PS2. Sort of a dungeon crawler.
Yeah, I've seen that. I've actually seen some of the dungeon crawling inside. So you have this sort of like you have a hammer and you kind of a sword and you kind of smash people in that sort of fashion. Sorry for this program is actually it's still loading for some reason. I don't know why though. It should be alright. Actually made it sure it should be, and we're still loading the website at the same time as well, which is a sad thing. Let me just open this whole thing again. You have an old cassette of the movie. Oh, nice. I actually have old Digimon cassette as well. VHS. That used to be the way, but now things are different. Let's go to the voice chat. I'm not sure how they're going to be people there, but I'm going to, as I promised, I'm going to be there. That's my promise. Alright. Here we go. We are now in eluukkanen server as a voice chat. People can join if they want to. When I need to finish this remake as I promised, and now it actually works. Okay, good, good. So let's add the guitar stuff on it. A guitar. Here we go. Good sounding. That not a bad sounding. That's why it got some time to load. Now opening the guitar sound. I think this could be it. This could be our guitar. Here we go. Let's make it a little bit quieter though. Here we go. Let's listen. That was not the best. I think we need this sort of flappy bass guitar. Yeah. There we go. Note performer. Let's take that one. That has some, I think, a nice bass sound. A guitar for that. A bass. Upright bass. Let's see.
Shadow the Parrot Gaming. Those were really reliable in all honesty. They never had any problems. Now CDs can just get a small scratch and you have to buy it again to be able to enjoy it again. The devil work of cooperations.
Cooperations. Goddamn corporations. We could use that. We actually, I'm going to try to find a good guitar, this sort of bass sound for it. We shall see. We shall see. But yeah, like I personally have had many times VHSs to go bad actually. So I personally do prefer CDs over VHSs, of course. They have their own feel, of course, in it. And not. I think I'm going to be trying to find a good guitar sound, but I have to still be searching for that. Let's try to find the bass sound. Baritone guitar. Let's try to find like this. Here we go. Could this work on our advantage? No, again, not something I want. Not something I personally enjoy. Let's try to find something else. Like this one. And that's not a good one as well. Yeah, not good at all. We might have to get our digital sound for it, I think. I would like to try a guitar though.
I had my bad luck where I had to buy a game 3 times and then I just gave up because of how easily it got scratched in the Xbox.
Man, I get ya. I had the very same thing. When my younger brother was very young, he was of course very young, so it's of course forgiven if he does that. But he actually went and broke many CDs. There was this one game called Battle of Middle Earth. I had to purchase so many times. I've been purchasing 3 times because it just went broke so easily. Here we go. Let's try to find some bass thing over here. Like that, like that. We could have it like that, I think. It doesn't sit, it doesn't fit.
Parrot, how good are you when you play video games?
Are you very excellent? Are you better than some of us? I personally say I'm not very good. How about you, Aiko? Are you a video game person? Do you play video games? I'm trying to find, like, this is going to be an important instrument, so I need to make it right. Actually, we could use that.
I would say I'm quite good. I never try to be the best in them, but I have been playing video games so much I'm pretty much really good all the time, nearly.
Well, that's some good stuff. If we do another Dark Souls stream, I want to challenge you in PvP officially. The challenge has been given to Shadow. Is he going to come there and show his gaming skills? I'll tell you, I'm not very good at it, so you might be actually winning me easily. But if that's the thing, that you're very good in gaming, of course I have to challenge you. I kind of like that, but then it's kind of annoying at the same time. You know, like it kind of fits the trash thing. On. Let's see.
Shadow the Parrot Gaming. I'll come with my over 200 level character.
Well, that's fair. Well, we could do that. And of course, I'm going to be using my great finesse in my mind to win you. But of course, that's not going to happen. But we shall try. We shall see. We shall see.
A video game person. Not at all. I don't even know how to use a controller. Smiling face with open mouth and cold sweat.
Well, like, of course, there are many different games. I've heard that, you know, some people, in some countries, like some games are like girls, like some games, boys, like some games. Like, there's different some games. Some people are like mobile games, some people like, yeah, there's some different games out there, I tell you. There are some different games.
Does Scribble count?
Does Scribble count? Well, actually, that is a game, if technically you think that. Yeah, technically.
Shadow the Parrot Gaming.
Yeah, some might disagree.
It is a game, so yes.
Some might disagree because, you know, of course, it's not a poor game for some people, but I tell you, it's a game. I very much think it's a game. So very much Scribble, that's the way. So let's see, we have some instruments over here. This is going to be very deep sort of song. Oh no, did I change that instrument? God damn, no I did.
As for Scribble, I'm good. Smiling face with open mouth and smiling eyes.
Well, you are Scribble master. Like, you're someone here mentioned that, like, they were very good in Carcassonne. Was it
Shadow
you, Aiko?
the Parrot Gaming.
Oh man. Scribble master. Are we going to see? So like, do you play against like, is Scribble in kind of like? Are they actually Scribble in online version? I don't really know actually. But Scribble is a game, so why not? Why not? You can say that. You can say that. I'm trying to find the right instrument. I just forgot. I kind of left one of the instruments I got, which is I think it's this. Here we go, and then we have like. Here we go. Let's try to listen. How does it sound? I think we need to be a little bit different. Let's see how does it sound. So it's like
Shadow the Parrot Gaming. We should all have an even where we draw in Scribble and vote on the best or the funniest art.
We could have a Scribble thing in the eluukkanen stuff at some point. That would be
Shadow
cool.
the Parrot Gaming. Event asterisk.
We should have that event of Scribble, the Scribble master, and yeah, I'm personally have not played too much Scribble. I do know what that is, so yeah. So we could, bam, like this. This is how it works. Here we go. Here we go. We got some notes over here. We are getting some trashy feel to it. And then the next instruments. I don't know, does the sound, like, it still doesn't sound the best, but we're going to be developing it, of course. And developing it as we go
Shadow
forward.
the Parrot Gaming. I'm really loving the sounds.
Yeah, we got to do some different, yeah. Some trash feeling. Oh, that's some technology, that's some electronic stuff right there. Let's see.
Carcasso. I think it was another boy. I am so ashamed of what I drew last time, during our Scribble game with my friends. I was supposed to draw a deer, but I drew it haphazardly, smiling face with open mouth
did it
and
become
sweat.
was it kind of a mutant deer? Well, I don't tell you, like, I'm not really best when it comes to scribble and it comes to, like, drawing stuff with that. Yeah, but it's actually fun, you know, you have to, the other people have to guess, and it is a very fun activity. But you could potentially do that in here sometime. Perhaps. Yeah.
Shadow the Parrot Gaming. That is what is fun with Scribble. You suddenly just see this abnormal drawing and it's just funny. Not the bad kind of laughing, but the good kind.
What do you say? That's the one thing. Yeah, and then you have to kind of understand the person at the same time there. Yeah, I personally like that fact. And then we have to have this sort of bad instrument.
Aiko C.
Bad.
I will show you, because the gays took a picture of it. But don't forget I draw better than that smiling face with open mouth and cold sweat.
Oh man, I'm gonna be checking that out. I'm gonna be checking that out. Scribble game.
The guys, sorry asterisk.
No worries. That happens sometimes to me, you know, writing that sort of mistakes, and that's just how it happens. That's just how it happens. I will listen, see that if you put that to eluukkanen. We could actually do that sort of. We could do that sort of scribble challenge, and of course I'm going to be the one who beats everyone. Well, of course, as I said, I'm not the best drawing person.
Shadow the
Parrot said that he was very good.
I was laughing so hard. Form that comment Aiko. Smiling face with open mouth and tightly closed eyes, no worries.
No worries at all. We do understand. People here do understand.
Shadow the Parrot Gaming. We all do that.
That happens, especially I'm not an English-speaking person. The nasty thing, I met this, like, there was this wedding, and I talked about, like, her, like, I went to the mother of the wedding person, and I was saying, like, oh, congratulations on your daughter on going to marriage, and then, of course, of course, that was the husband's mother, and I was like, oh man. And of course she got a very nasty picture of me. How could that, you know, that sort of stuff. And then we have the do. Let's do that. And it's of course in here, in Poly. Let's see. It's like this. No.
Aiko C. High grinning face with smiling eyes.
Yeah, well, that was kind of awkward, but you know, you can laugh at that afterwards, kind of. Yeah, you can kind of laugh at that, yeah. But it was kind of awkward.
Shadow the Parrot Gaming. I can't wait for the finished version.
Oh,
of
it
this
will
song.
be cool, I tell you. It will be cool. Actually, that works. That works. I was just changing that, but actually that works. Oh man. We need to change the pad instrument. It has to be more active and to be listened sort of more. I think this is the one. I think, Shadow, this is going to be very cool. I think. This needs to be much more hearable. I think that could be one. Yeah, let's listen. Oh, this needs to be much more active instrument. I think I'm going to be changing it from pad to something else. Oh man, this is going to be cool. Hopefully you're enjoying this as much as I am. If you have any ideas on the song, let me know. I'm very much open for suggestions. Open for suggestions is my way to do these sort of compositions. We have been here for some time. Could this be it? It might be. It's a bit loud though. I do like that. Now we're going to be adding a bit more here.
I'm literally just dancing to the tunes.
Oh man, then we have done a good job. Very good, very good. I actually didn't anticipate people would enjoy like Shadow. I don't really would appreciate. I do appreciate. I do appreciate that. I was not really sure how people would think of this because this is. This is a bit unknown theme. Let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So let me put the 6 instruments. Yeah, this is actually a bit fun. We're gonna be adding still some techno stuff on that. Yeah, this is just the kind of the feel of it. Now let me add the sweeping feel of it. Let me add a Blade Runner feel to it. Here we go. Blade Runner it is. Now let's listen.
I said the remake sounded spooky. I remove what I said. It sounds futuristic. Eventually smile.
Eventually, of course, the melody sounds are very this sort of like, but of course it is this sort of electronical world and the trash mountain and such. Of course, there's this computer parts in there, so it has to sound this sort of futuristic. But yeah, I'm glad you. It was this sort of spooky in the beginning. I said it, of course, with pianos and such, but now it's changing. It is digivolving into something else. Indeed, that's what we're doing. Now we're going to be trying to find something very rhythmic to this mix. Let's try to find it. It's going to be the main rhythm. Not like that though. Let's try to find something that is very percussious instruments. Let's see. That's actually, I've heard some of the Digimon songs, this particular instrument. So yeah, they are using the same instruments that I am. Who knows? I like that. I like that. I like that. Okay, this is one we're gonna be using this whole thing. Yeah. Let's see. Here we go. Hey, Viela! I'm just finishing the song. Somebody's just calling me, come down to eat. But no, that's not going to happen. That's not going to happen. And I used the language of Finnish to say not yet. And he's saying food. And I'm saying no. And he's still continuing, yes. I have to finish this. I cannot just leave to food. Actually, I'm not really hungry yet. Ei vielä. Kuuliks sä? Mä sanoin ei vielä, mun pitää viimeistellä tää. Okay. Yeah, that was some Finnish as well. I just said, not yet, I need to finish this. Another Finnish streaming, a Finnish learning session, you're going to learn all about Finnish language. And all the things like that. Now let's listen with this one, this new background stuff. I actually didn't like that. Let me try to fix it. Want to fix it something else? Put there. I kind of like that. Let's try to use that. No, it has to be a bit more active on the sense. I have to be able to hear it. I kinda like that. Yeah, So that's that. Thrash Mountain, ladies and gentlemen. That's what we did. That's what we have. That's what we, I think, are very happy with. Hopefully you enjoyed that as well. We have 6 people watching once we did the Thrash Mountain thing. Yay! That was... I think we kind of succeeded on that a little bit. I was actually very surprised how it ended. On a sense, because I have very kind of low expectations of how it could turn out. I was not very happy on the original song. It was not something that I was very happy to listen to. Hopefully this was something different. Let me know. You can have open discussion on that. You can tell me openly what you think. I think this could be actually it. Let me know still. Let me know still. And now it do not crash, please. I didn't save yet. Oh, it's gonna be terrible. Oh no! Did it crash?
I keep that word. Futuristic. Face.
It crashed. I was just about to save. God damn!
Waving hand sign. Shadow the Parrot Gaming. It's really good in my opinion.
It crashed.
Bird lamb. Clapping hand sign.
Oh man, now did I lose all the progress? Please don't say I lose all the progress. I used goddamn 2 hours for this goddamn thing. Man. That feels bad if this happened. God damn. God damn. Why did you crash right there and then? I was just about to save the goddamn. Okay, that wasn't good. That wasn't good. Of course, we are not going to panic yet. We might have the chance to save it. Hopefully, it did save that. Hopefully, it was wise to save it because I actually used some time for that. Yes, not good. And Sibelius opening theme. Yeah. It did not save it. I think I lost it, my friends. I think I lost it.
Shadow the Parrot Gaming.
Goddamn.
I feel your pain right now.
I feel your pain. Kind of a nasty thing. I thought I actually was able to do it pretty nicely, and people were actually happy on that. So that's nasty.
Hoad Lamb. You can still find how you did it all from the stream.
I suppose I could, but it's
Shadow the Parrot
lost.
Gaming. Yes.
God damn.
Darth Haven.
Darth Haven, hello there, by the way. Nice to see you. And I think I lost it. Okay, I think I just lost it. God damn, 2 hours to the drain, I tell you. I'm not going to be able to do it in a similar fashion, because I did not save the instrumentation. So that's kind of a bad
white
thing.
Frowning face.
Let me try to find it somehow. Let me open the thing.
Darth Haven.
I love Digimon, man. Yeah, I do like that. Unfortunately, we lost something that was precious to us. And I should have... It was my mistake. I should have saved often. This is now you learn that when you do music, you have to save often. Goddamn, if I wish I had a time machine and said to myself just 10 minutes ago, do save that. You kind of lose kind of 2 hours of your life if you don't. And I was not wise. I was not wise at all. I should save. And you have seen that this is the first time this has happened for me for quite some time. I lost a completely song. Yeah, okay. So, at least we did something, and Howard Lamb said that we can actually look at the past stream to look at that. I think that's true in some way.
Shadow the Parrot Gaming.
But we learn from experience. I will check one thing. Do I have the instrument yet saved? Because those are the important ones. I can do the notation anytime. I can just look at the visual things. But if I lose the instruments, it's going to sound very different. So I'm going to be checking out the instrumentation. Just a moment. Of course, we're going to be learning that. And please, do learn yourself as well. If you do any art creation, always save it. Especially Sibelius, it's a thing that it does. It just crashes it completely all the time. Not very happy on that, I tell you. Let me still see. It's opening the instruments. This is going to be the major thing. If I still have the instruments on, I'm able to recreate it as it just was. If not, it will be a bit different, unfortunately, because I cannot recreate it completely same if I don't remember all the instruments. If it doesn't remember that, let's see. Okay, it's opening. We are excitingly waiting for the moment to see it.
Shadow the Parrot Gaming. Critter is great at auto-saving when it crashes, so I never lose my progress.
That's very good. Auto-saving is good. Sibelius should do that. It should actually save things afterwards.
Sigabag.
But it doesn't do that.
Oh, so sad disappointed face when I'm working on my computer. I always save whenever I tab out to another window, and hi BTW.
Hey, Sigabag, how are you doing? Yes, we lost some work, and that's actually experience for ourselves. Do save. And Sigabag is wise to save often. How are you doing? We actually had a pretty lovely song there. If there's actually a chance I'm actually able to get the song out, we just listened it in the stream. If I'm able to remove my speaking sentences in between, I'm actually able to put it as a song from that if I lost everything. But I'm still opening the instrumentation. It's going to still take some time. How are we doing, Sigabag? It's lovely day for me, but not very lovely indeed because this happened. Yeah. Otherwise, everything could be lovely. Otherwise, I would be a happy person. Yes. But like, one of the greatest fears I have, I make this very big game and losing all the files. I've been saving it all constantly. But I was just thinking, maybe it doesn't crash this time, and I was wrong in that. Okay, so we have the instruments on. Let's see. Here we go. Let's go to here. Let's go to here. Here we go. Can I have the instruments still? Do I have them? Okay, I lost them even. Okay. I lost everything, man. I lost everything. So, hey. I think this is a sad ending for today's episode, but unfortunately that's how it's going to be. I appreciate you coming. We have been doing 2 hours of stream. We learned a very valuable lesson. Every time you do art, you have to save. Always. Do save. Kind of sad. I am going to recreate this outside of the stream. It might be different. Hopefully that's not the worst thing. I'm going to be seeing is the audio file very good when I try to look at my stream. But the problem is I did speak at the same time as I did that. So I will try to see if I can recover anything. But hey, thanks for watching. Wherever you are, whoever you are, I wish you a good day. For me, it's kind of nasty, you know, going afterwards like this sort of feeling. Hopefully didn't... hopefully was enjoyable for you as well. And a bit disenjoyable as well. Yeah. Things happen. Things go forward. Kirita is better. I agree. Sabel is very bad in auto saving. Anyways, wherever you are, whoever you are, I wish you a good day. See you at some point again. Tomorrow, another stream.